So this tree right here that has that really big crown up top, kind of has a lean to it. This is a table mountain pine. The Latin name is Pinus pungens, and this is from the family Pinaceae. So the leaf of this is actually a needle. It's an evergreen. They're in between 1.5 inches to 3.5 inches long. They're usually two and twisted, and they have a yellow-green kind of stout look to them. And that's per fascicle. So there's two, normally two per fascicle. The flower, so they're monoecious. The males are long, cylindrical, purple to yellow sometimes. They're clustered near branch tips. Then the female flowers are green to light purple, and they're in clusters as well. And so then the fruit, so they are cones. They are ovoid. They're about 3 inches long. They're stout, very kind of red, dark brown. The umbo has a very large curved spine. You can see them right in there, like very aggressive compared to other pines. And so these are sessile and persistent on the tree. There's a ton up there in the actual tree itself. These are kind of on the ground, and they're usually in whorls. And you can see there was actually 3 cones right here. This has kind of been eaten away already, and they mature in the fall. So about right now they're maturing, but they're usually pretty persistent. So then the twig is moderately stout, tough, orange to brown. Buds are narrowly ovoid. They're light brown and often resinous. The bark is scaly, dark red, brown, or gray. It develops into irregular plates with a scaly surface on those plates. And then the form, so this is a pretty big table mountain pine. They are normally small to medium in size, and they're kind of the tallest they get is about 65 foot. And this is probably a 55 to 60 foot tall tree. So it's pretty big for a table mountain pine. They have an irregular crown, and you can see it just kind of goes everywhere. And this irregular crown supports several large, heavy branches. You can kind of see up there, there's a couple big branches that kind of like shoot off kind of here and then here. So really big kind of chunky branches that just kind of go out all sorts of ways. And then, like I said, these cones are often persistent on the tree for a long time, and normally they're closed. So up there in the canopy, the cones are still closed, and then they mature and they'll fall, and then they'll open up. And so this tree is actually fire dependent. These cones, or the saplings really, or the seeds, the seeds need fire to persist, and they kind of sprout and they come up. And so this is normally a tree that is found in a fire maintained habitat. Sadly though, the range is pretty narrow in the mountains of South Carolina and pretty much of all the southern states, up the Appalachia, up the Appalachian spine. And then because we've suppressed fire for so long, this tree is kind of sparse on the landscape. So you'll see some, not a whole lot, unless you're in a fire maintained habitat that has been for quite some time. Forest Service, Department of Natural Resources, places that are actually trying to bring it back. So it's a really kind of interesting tree, very different from other pines, really narrow range compared to most of our pines in the southeast, and just overall a really cool tree.